I didn't even realize my mic was on this whole time. I'm gonna try and read some of this stuff out loud to kind of keep me awake. Something's weird about my beard. Kind of weird. I think maybe it's because the hair is white or something. Holy cow. So I'm just trying my hardest to get through all of this JavaScript stuff. It's helping a lot because I recognize all these things, but going back to the fundamentals and kind of understanding that, it's like a lot, you know? And I think it's good. Like, my JavaScript is just getting better and better, so eventually I mean, it hasn't really been it hasn't come to me super easy, but yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is because I had so much to unlearn, you know? In application code, objects are often nested. An object might have another object as a property, which in turn could have property that's an array of even more objects. In our spaceship object, we want a crew object. This will contain all crew members who do important work on the craft. Each of those crew members are also our objects themselves. They have properties like name and degrees, and they each have unique methods based on their roles. You can also nest other objects in the spaceship, such as a telescope, or nest details about the spaceship's computers inside the parent nanoelectronics. Okay, so it's like array within an array, a nested object. Okay, so let's just look at this here. We have this const spaceship telescope year built 2018. So there's a telescope. So spaceship.telescope here. Crew. You see this in RPG Maker a ton. It's kind of making me understand the engine better because everything is basically just like embedded arrays and objects. Hey Zed Craze, what's up, man? How you doing? You're not streaming right now? Whew. Check this out, dude. Look at this page. This is my Google. Just updating the Steam demo. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you can't really stream on Steam. Or you're not supposed to. I've done it before. I like to live on the edge, though. I wouldn't recommend following my example. It says right on the page, like, don't show Steam. But it was kind of exciting when I was streaming it. It made me feel, like, less bored. So, taking a risk. How's Android version going? It's going good. It's up. People are playing it. I've only had, like, I have, like, 11 active installs. So, not like a lot. I haven't really pushed it that hard, to be honest. I kind of, as soon as I got it like somewhat working, I kind of ran out of steam, I think. I also had some non-game dev stuff to do, like just some other projects and stuff. So this month has been a little bit of a bust for me as far as adding new content and updating my game. But you know, that's how it goes. I find that whenever you accomplish like something you've been trying to do for a while, you tend to need a break. I will do iOS. When I say I'm out of Steam, I just mean like for like a short amount, like a few weeks or so, you know. Yeah, I will do iOS. It kind of works already. Like I almost got it kind of working. There's some things to iron out, you know, but I'm pretty confident I can do it. I don't really want to pay the $100. I'm trying to get like people to pay for that for me. So far, I've only raised $5, so you know, we'll see how that goes, right? But I think I'm gonna just make my game like an active service based on donations. I'm gonna take the price off of Steam as well, I think, and make it free on Steam. Yeah, Apple dev fee is high. Yeah, and Android is a one-time fee I think the way I did it is the way I would recommend for most people to do it if you're going to do both platforms, is to do Android first like me and kind of work out the kinks. For the most part, I've found that when I run it on the iPad, and I haven't really have a setup where I can do this on stream yet, so it's not really that cool. I haven't really been doing it on stream. But, yeah, leading towards what I've been saying all along. And then when, you get it set up, and if it runs on the Android, I actually feel like the Android is a little bit more restrictive than iOS is, which isn't what you would think intuitively, but most of the way that Google looks at your stuff, it's very automated in a very Google-ish kind of way. Like, they look for key factors that will disqualify you through, which are diagnosed through, algorithmic methods, Like, they use algorithms to figure out if your game is crappy, or your application, more specifically, is crappy. And it's like, I have posted Apple apps before. I've actually never posted an Android app, but back in the day I used to post stuff on iOS for restaurants. When I had clients that would I would throw in a frequent buyers app for small restaurants and stuff. And it wasn't hard at all on iOS. I think that it's kind of a thing where having that fee makes less crap kind of get through the cycle. You know what I mean? So it is interesting. When you pay something, you don't have to regulate it as hard. Like when you put a higher paywall behind it, there's going to be a lot less people getting through. It's kind of like in Elon Musk's initial kind of strategy with Twitter by doing the verified accounts that were paid. He was hoping to, decrease the amount of fake accounts because people wouldn't want to, they'd be less likely to pay to make a fake account. And ironically, of course, you say that to the internet, which I think his strategy was sound, but, you say that on Twitter to the internet, like, hey, if we do this, of course, people are going to want to just prove you wrong, so they're going to do the exact opposite of what you said. So all these people were paying, actually, out of their own pocket to create fake accounts. Well, I guess you have Act 2. You could always charge for that. Oh, I'm not really thinking about the monetization too much. So far I made a couple grand in sales off of Act 1, and ironically, most of it has been this year, even though the game's technically been out for 3 years. And I think I'm going to do a Ko-Fi page or something where you can, join up. You can just donate at your own leisure if you want to contribute to the project. And I think I'll probably make a comparable amount with that. And it'll just be it's more accessible to more people. But yeah, I don't really care about the money. Because if I did, I would do something else, And that's the truth. The reason I made it paid initially was just to really to test it, to try and put something out that costs money and see how that goes and learn about it, and I did, and I accomplished that goal. I never really was trying to really actually make any money. I mean, I would have taken it if it was given to me, but I was more just trying to learn how everything works. And I'm also, the reason why I didn't charge on Android initially is because to be frank, I didn't set up the payment account. So it's a more simple process to just do it for free. How's Code Academy? I come on Code Academy usually before I do work on my game, just to kind of try to, I know what all this is. Nested objects. These are just objects within objects. This is how RPG Maker works. It's just this is it, you know? You have like a thing inside of a thing. It is useful. I have some things I want to do with my game. I want to do like a fishing mini game. I've been thinking I could make a little race mini game too, which would be kind of nuts. Like, I already envisioned in my mind how I could do it, like a little mini, like my version of like Chocobo racing or something. Do you have the free version? The free version of what? Of my game? Code Academy? Yeah, I don't have the premium version. I would recommend probably for others to get the premium version, but for me, since I'm already familiar with JavaScript, somewhat, I just need the main thing this is helping me with, going through it, because I didn't really ever take the time to sit down and learn like the fundamentals of the language. It's helping me with how to articulate certain things. Like, I actually didn't know what the difference between like a method and a function is, and now I understand. Like, a function is like a method's dad, you know, and a method's like his mom. Well, really, the function is, I don't know if that's right, actually. There's an object, and then the function and the method are like its kids. You know, tempted to give it a go, but you weren't sure if the free version is too limiting. I would probably go with Grasshopper if you're starting off this guy. Oh no, not app, sorry. This service is a little bit easier to get started on. The difference between Grasshopper and Code Academy is Code Academy is much more technical. Grasshopper is like, let's just start making random code, you know, which is not what I need. Like, I kind of did this, right? You see I have some badges, and I could fly through all of it easily because it was more like do the thing, you know, which I actually know how to do. The reason I like Code Academy is because it forces me to learn some of the fundamental terminology that I don't even know, you know, because you can code for years. Oh, shoot. You got to get that NORAD VPN. Virtual. Oh, that sucks. You can't do Grasshopper. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, it's so Grasshopper is developed by Google. It might be the case where you could get the mobile application, but yeah, if you can't do like a NordVPN, then I don't know. But it's much Grasshopper is much more like a game. It's more fun. They must hate Australians. I mean, can you blame them? Can you blame them though? I'm just kidding, man. If you ever want me to do a video for your, I can't blame them with Bizmaster. How did that guy come up? I haven't talked to him in a while. I wonder how he's doing. How long is your demo? Maybe I'll make a video playthrough of it or whatever. Nobody ever really watches those playthrough videos, but whatever, it's fine. Actually, I'll probably just, if I did, I'd stream it on Twitch. 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah. I'll do it sometime when we're both on, if you want. You can even watch it on your stream. I'll play it. I should probably do like a gameplay once a week of somebody's for like half an hour. Like, not the whole game. I don't know though, because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna play people's games and then get into them and not want to stop. Man, I've been playing this game, Brave Exvius, and I used to play it like in 2016. It's a mobile gacha game, and it's like, it's actually the style of game that I kind of wanted to make. You know, it's like, you see the little pixelated characters. Not so much this 3D art, I don't care for that so much, but like this guy, you know? These dudes right here. Like that pixel art. This is a little bit more low res, but this is kind of the direction I'm going with it. And playing this game like just made me think of so many things I could do to like improve mine. I don't want to make a gacha game, but I do like the combat system and some of the way combat works in this game. Although, once you kind of get a grasp on it, it's pretty simple, and I think mine would be in some ways a little bit deeper, in some ways not as deep. But this one is basically like, oh, if they're weak against fire, use fire. And if they're, you know, and it's very Octopath Traveler, like, oh, if he has a break, you have to break through his shield, which I always thought breaks were stupid. Like, I always thought breaks were like a dumb mechanic. All they really do is, in my opinion, they're just an artificial extension of them, like a way to artificially increase the length of a match, you know? Because if you're trying to put like dialogue and stuff into a fight, it's like you do a break, you know? So that they have to, you extend the match, and but it feels organic. But to me, breaks feel stupid because it's like, I don't know, I guess it is kind of creates a narrative in the fight, right? So you have a fight, and then it's like going, and then once you hit that break, that's like the climax, and then it comes, that's when everything starts happening. But I don't know. I feel like it's just too one-dimensional. Maybe if you had like one or two guys with a fight, a break mechanic like Octopath Traveler has would be cool, but I don't know. I think it does get boring after a while. But yeah, look at this art, man. This is like the kind of shit I want. It's beautiful. It's all animated too. You can see like some of the tiles. Like, look at these battle backs. They're beautiful. You don't play much turn-based combat? Yeah. It's kind of a dying genre. It's ironic because for me, I think turn-based works great with mobile because you can like do a turn and like you're at work or something and your boss walks by, you can put the phone down and you pick it right back up, and you know, you're still like nothing happened because it's turn-based, so you can just keep going, you know? That's why I think my game works really good, but I don't know. Yeah, I've always intended for my game to be a mobile game. I always wanted to make a mobile game that wasn't like a gacha game. That was kind of my, like a story, like a content-based release schedule mobile game. So you bring them in initially, and then they'll play a little bit of the game, and then you sell them like the next part of it, right? That's always been like my envisioned business model. It's actually like, if you look at Deltarune, that's actually what they're doing. They released but they just released a ton of it for free, like the first 3 chapters. I don't know if you know what Deltarune is. It's like the guy, Toby Fox, the guy who made Undertale. He's made this other new game called Deltarune, which is basically like a shared universe, but different characters. And yeah, and Deltarune is actually, I like it quite a bit better than Undertale, but it's still not really my kind of game. It's like, Zoomers these days, they just want like irony for like irony's sake. Like, they just like everything just doesn't make sense. It's not coherent. I don't know. I sound like such a boomer, but it's like, and that's fun, you know. The more ridiculous it is. So, the turn-based RPGs that are popular these days are like Undertale and, you know, that type of, and they're just like heavily ironic games. Yeah, it also is saying that within the genre, Undertale was quite unique when it first came out. And it has contributed a lot to like that retro, the resurgence of that retro aesthetic. You know, it kind of started a pixel art renaissance almost. Such a big thing, you know. That and Stardew. But yeah, this is how I would want my art to look if I could have like people to do it for me. I mean, I'm a decent pixel artist, but after playing that game, which is like grosses, you know, $1 million every year. I don't know, millions of it. They said they gross about $100 million a year or something just off of this one game. And I'm like, it's amazing. The thing that's amazing to me is how crappy it is, despite having that much money being made. You know, anybody who makes like $1 million off of something a year, I mean that, like $100 million a year, you should have at least like 100 staff members, like working on it. There's no way they have 100 guys working on Brave Exvius. They're just casinos disguised as games. The thing with Brave Exvius, though, I think, is I've never paid for it, and I started playing in 2016, and I've kind of picked it up like a month here and there over the years, and I've never paid once in my life. And I'm competitive. Like, I started doing the you know, the leaderboards again, and I'm like 16th in US West again. So it's like, it's not as, I mean, it's still like if I paid money I would get further, but I don't know. I've never even wanted to pay for it. But I think it's not my personality type. You know, they just get out a lot of people by having like a lot of fun free content, you know. And even though I don't play it that much, I've played it a long time over like on and off, so I know how to play it really well, and I get the basic fundamentals of the game down. And I'm sure a lot of people come into it really quickly and just don't know how to play. But it's also worth saying that because it's from 2016, the gacha mechanics were not as heavy and in your face as they are today. Like, gacha 10 years ago, because that's almost 10 years ago now. It'll be 9 years, you know, we're almost in 2023. Like, playing a gacha game from like the early 2010s, it's like, not, like, it's gotten crazy. Yeah, I would say probably even less than 10%. But yeah, this the same idea you're saying, Zed Craze. It's a small percentage that pays for the game. Just the whales. Yeah, I would say it's less than 10. I would say it's more like less than 1% that make the majority of the revenue. I played Diablo Immortal for a while too, which they made like a desktop version of that game, and I was playing it, and I kind of hurt my elbow, and it hasn't really like come back since. Like, it's still a little damaged. Every time I can do like pull-ups and stuff, but it still feels like a little weird, you know? Like there's something, like I have full functionality in my arm. The other thing that is weird is if I have to wipe my butt with my right hand, it's like I can barely reach it because of my tennis elbow from Diablo Immortal. So, and it's because it's a mobile game. It wasn't designed for mouse and keyboard, so the way it functions, it's just like clicky crazy. So, not like Diablo 3, which is not, never, I played Diablo 3 for years, and since it's a desktop game, and the way the mechanics are in combat is it doesn't really fatigue your arm. But that's ultimately why I actually stopped playing Diablo Immortal, because my arms just were like dead. And I'm like, fuck this. I don't actually think Diablo Immortal is even that bad, but I think a lot of people are not good at resisting those kind of impulsive buys. And for me, like, those gacha games, it's not even a slight temptation with my personality. Like, it seems like ridiculous. Like, the prospect of spending money on a free-to-play mobile game just seems ridiculous. Like, it's like not even in the realm of temptation. It might be because I've been around the block a bit, so I'd rather just stop playing the game. And because what happens is you get like the new stuff, right? It makes you like the strongest. But then in like 3 weeks, they release something better that the free-to-play players are going to be able to pass you again. Addictive personalities. I would say I even have somewhat of addictive personality myself. But yes, you're right. But it's more about that once that upgrade content is released, then you feel like you got cheated more, you know? I think that's something that Diablo Immortal has addressed, because they haven't made it where your gear gets really quickly outdated. At least not in a way that you feel like it does. Like, they made it so it's your gems that you're buying, right? So you have to still play and like keep those gems and use them to like upgrade to get new gear. And then you can put them in your new gear, or you can like combine them with other gems later. And it's kind of like that whole thing, man. It's like they made it so you can't buy gear. They made all gear to be equal, according to them, but then they make these gems that you have to socket into your gear that make like one gem is more significant than all of your armor pieces combined. And it's like, you can't get them unless you pay. And then they're all on like roll timers. So it's like they've really kind of done a lot of mental gymnastics to psychologically dissociate and obfuscate you from knowing what you're doing in that game. I did actually spend a little money on Diablo Immortal now that I think about it. I bought one of the season passes for $10. And to me, it was just like, it just kept me from like, it made it so I could play the fun part more, not so much so it made me stronger, because I would just have to grind for that stuff longer. And yeah, I think Diablo Immortal was a fine game though. Season passes, yeah, I think seasonal reward like stuff. I mean, ethical is a lot. Like, that's a lot to unpack, and whether something is ethical or not is a lot. But I will say, so I'm hesitant to use words like ethical, but I will say that they're more worth it from like a consumer standpoint, you know. Yeah. It didn't really bother. How big was it on your phone? I don't even remember. Like 2 gigs? Which doesn't even seem that big by today's standards, but I don't know. Let me Google that. I'm curious. Diablo Immortal. 12 gigs. Holy crap. And then there's also content in addition to that that would download depending on how much of the game you play. Right? So if it's 12 gigs, that means... I don't know if it's 12 gigs initially, but the size of the game varies with the amount of content. Yeah, it'll get bigger over time. Brave Exvius is less than 1 gig. So this game here, this Squaresoft gacha game, that's still going strong, making $100 million a year, 8 years later, 9 years later, whatever. 8 years later. 9 years later, almost. Yeah. Oh, so you're an iPhone user, I can tell by what you said, because on Android you can't actually start with the file size that large. Well, you've told me that before, but if on Android, actually, the initial size is much smaller than that. It's like 200 megs or something like crazy like that, and then you download the rest over time. Android is much more strict about your initial download size, but they're much less strict about your download over the course of using the app. Especially now, they've actually eased up on it quite a bit, which is why I was like, when I initially went to put Familia on Android, I got stuck. Like, I got trapped because what ended up happening is I couldn't meet their file size requirements. I think it was 200 megs or 150 megs, something like that. And there just was no way I could get my game to be that small, not without erasing like a ton of the music or the content. I did optimize my game about as much as I could and keep everything in there, and I got it down to about 300, but 200 was just out of reach. So, you know, I kind of gave up for a while. Earlier this year, Android released a new format. No, it's not. It's raised. You can go up actually to, I don't even know. I think you can go up to 2 gigs on your initial size, and then you can do additional packets of 2 gigabytes. You can have 2 separate packages of 2 gigabyte max. And then to do anything bigger than that, you need to get like direct you need to apply for like additional space. So, you know, like those AAA games that have like 7 gigs or whatever, they have to go and like petition to Google to get an app that big. And then that puts you in front of like a lot of real people. 300. You can fit it on now. So, it used to be Android files were an APK, which was called Android package, APK. But now they're AAB. They switched like their proprietary format, and AAB is it kind of naturally lends itself to downloading stuff without you having to like code any of it in, which works great for RPG Maker games. And the transition into AAB format is what made me able to put it on Android. I kind of got to a point where I gave up, you know, basically. Because like I would have had to code something to do it, the downloads manually, and that's just like, it's a lot. And I'm glad I didn't, because that became, at this point, that's a legacy method. You can still do it, but that's not the current way to do it. Because for me it was like, I'd rather get my game out, and then kind of start figuring out how to work with the API, how to interact with Google's system. And once I kind of learned that, then I could go back and, but yeah, I could go back and kind of learn the API, which I'm kind of doing now. You know, I'm learning how to use the Google API as I go. And that's just kind of how I do stuff. Like, I just learn better when I'm in the fire a little bit, and you know, I have very low attention span, so I have to figure out a way to make it more dramatic. That's why I released my game before it was even done, you know? And a lot of people have criticized me for that, and they might be right, but the way I did it is the way I needed to be able to do it in order to get it done. So, and that's just like me knowing myself and having that power of understanding myself. I need the pressure, or else I fall asleep on it. I need the stress. Well, what would stress other people out? To me, it just keeps me awake. ADD. I don't really have it, but it's kind of like that. That's why I stream Steam's backend, because it's more exciting. It's less boring. It's artificial excitement. Okay. Let's get through the rest of these nested objects, and then maybe I'll pull up my game or do some iOS stuff. I have it set up now to where I can actually use iOS on my stream with my Mac I feed it through my PC into through an HDMI cable. So that's really cool. Works well. This has been fun, even though it's probably just Zed Craze in here. I've gotten to talk about some things that I just like to talk about. That's really why I started streaming in the first place, was so that I could talk about the things that I care about. Because in real life, nobody cares about RPG Maker or like mobile app development, or, you know, like none of my real life friends, I could hold a conversation about that type of thing. And yeah, it's nice to be able to come online and stream a little bit and talk about those things, because otherwise there's nobody to talk to them about. And it's really nice that I have Twitch for that, and I'm very thankful. Okay, so objects, nested objects, in application code. Yeah, you stream these days just because, yeah, because nobody gives a shit, right? Otherwise, you can find people who give a shit. I mean, when I'm in your stream, I usually find it pretty interesting. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Like, I wasn't particularly interested in that click-to-play adventure that you were playing the other day. That's not really my cup of tea, but whenever there's RPG Maker or the game dev industry involved, I'm all ears. I could have probably just omitted that. I'm such an asshole. It's not like you asked for feedback. An application code. Maybe Discord, forums, Reddit. Yeah, but Reddit people are so weird, though. And Discord, sometimes when I'm talking to people on Discord, I just feel like I get unnecessary drama. People have such strong beliefs about stuff, and it's like, gosh, man. It's no wonder you're only talking to people on Discord. Like, there's people like you and me who are totally socially... like, we can go out and talk. I feel like, I don't really know this for sure, but my general view of you is you're the type of guy who can, like, go out into the world and talk to anybody, you know? And start a conversation with a random person, and you're socially competent, you know? And the reason why we stream, right, is because we don't have, like, a lot of... Like, we have relationships with people, but there's not like a lot of common ground on particular aspects of our life that we're interested in. That's definitely the reason I stream. But then there's people who just don't know how to talk to people, and the only place they can go is on Discord or on Reddit, and it's a lot of work sometimes interacting with those types. You know, I don't know. Plus, I'm old. Like, I'm almost 40. You know, it's like interacting with people when I'm almost 40 on Discord. It's like, really, I don't know what makes them mad and not mad or whatever. And I'll say something or message private or direct message somebody, and somehow I end up being a jerk in the situation. I don't know. I think that's what's good about those platforms for people who struggle with socializing. It's not good for me, said Craze. It's not good for me that I have to teach them how to socialize. It's about the number one here, okay? It's about the numero uno. No, you're right. I'm just joking, right? I remember I was talking to a girl who I used to play World of Warcraft with. She's a younger girl. She's probably like 21 or something. And I played with her a lot. We used to play WoW all the time. And I always told her I thought like online relationships were kind of stupid. It's like, why would you even bother? And she was like, nah, it's cool. I mean, I've at least talked to people that I met online, and she's like, I don't really want to say if it's like gone somewhere or not, But she's like, it's just because you're older. It just seems weird to you. And I realized, I was thinking then that maybe it is because I'm older. But you know what I realize now? It's not that I was older. It's because I'm a man. And as a man, finding like a girlfriend on the internet is like the lottery. But for a girl, it's not. It's like decentralized currency. Like everybody's available, you know? It's kind of interesting. And I realize that now. I kind of was thinking about that just the other day. Like, man, you can just you met your partner online. That's cool. I don't think it's invalid. I'm not trying to say that. I hope you don't feel like that's what I mean. But I do think that if you're a girl and you're like a gamer, it's easier to find guys that would be interested in you than if you're a guy and you're a gamer. It's easier to find girls that are interested in you. But so that for me as like a gamer, I just never even. To me, finding a partner on the internet always seemed like impossible. You know, where I can meet lots of people in real life, like I date and stuff, and I've seen women this year, and it's like it seems easy in real life, in person, but it seems hard in the internet. Maybe also because I live on an island now, but even when I lived in California, not so much. Oh yeah, 13 years ago. Maybe the landscape has changed. Who knows? What form of the internet did you meet her on, out of curiosity? MySpace. Oh, I love it. Oh, MySpace love. Oh, it's amazing. MySpace was different though than what we have now, man. I'd be meeting girls on MySpace back in my day too, dude. Yeah, MySpace was pretty epic. It was so exciting. Remember how excited it used to be? You do like your custom JavaScript overlay at the top. I remember I used to be a musician and I was already doing JavaScript. So I would like IRL, your fail pin. I haven't seen you in here before. I don't know if that was your first message. I don't have that alert up, but welcome. IRL, you're just kind of stuck in the same physical space as the person you're talking with. Online, either or of you can leave at any time. That's true. It's easy to leave an online conversation unless you're a streamer. unless you want to ban them or mute them. Yeah. Well, it is a thing where I'd say of the like thousands of people that have been in my chat, actually that might be a bit of an exaggeration considering I only have 750 followers, but I will say that it's a bit awkward when you just want to mute somebody. Like, it's much easier in real life just to walk out of the room when somebody is like irritating, but now you can't. If you're a streamer, you can't really just walk out of the room. You have to like mute them or just tell them to shut up. I still haven't really figured out the sweet spot for that situation. And like, of everybody I talk to, it's only like a couple people that really just, I want them to be quiet. Yeah, MySpace could put in some personality. Yeah, for sure. We all tell each other to be nice online. We don't do that IRL. Yeah, it's weird. I think online interaction is just more extreme because you don't have that physical presence in order to, which makes it intentionally, inherently more dramatic, right? So in order to make it to the point where people will like actually listen to you have to go a bit more dramatic. So yeah, like you would never tell somebody be nice. Well, you would, I mean, online, but it's almost kind of like something you say to children, you know, where saying that to like adults is weird. Like I would never walk up to a 70-year-old man and be like, "Sir, be nice, please." Like it sounds like a very condescending thing to say. But on the internet, it's fine, and people talk to each other like that and say, "Hey, be nice." But yeah, I don't know. That's the thing I have to figure out is how to get people to shut up when I want them to shut up in my chat. I think I'm just gonna get a lot more mute heavy, like, because sometimes I'll be working on stuff and people will just totally sidetrack like what I'm trying to do, and it's like I need this person to just be quiet and not be in my ear, you know. And it's a hard thing to figure out. Because they're not like making the stream any better. They're just actually, they're not making the stream better. They're not helping you accomplish the goal that you're trying to accomplish. They're just saying some dumb shit. I think for small streamers, a lot of people just want to see them sweat, you know? Like that's like the appeal of coming on to a small stream is just kind of giving the guy shit and like making them get irritated. And that's like the fun thing you did that night, you know? Because really and if you are somebody who does that, it's like probably because you feel so powerless throughout your whole life. The fact that you could, you know, get somebody off their footing for a bit is just very empowering, or it's the illusion of being empowering at the very least, you know? So a lot of people are attracted to that and they do it because they feel like they're not powerful in their everyday life, you know? Otherwise, I really can't think of why else you would do something like that. And why else you'd be excited to try and make somebody stumble. It might be that maybe the person who's streaming is a tyrant and you're overthrowing the tyrannical stream that the streamer is having. I don't know. You're like a freedom fighter? Like a warrior of justice in a Twitch chat? Fighting for the little guy? Against the little guy, I guess? I don't know. Doesn't really make sense when you say it out loud. Okay, so let's talk about chaining operators. We can chain operators to access nested properties. We'll have to pay attention to which operator makes sense to use each layer. It can be helpful to pretend you are a computer and evaluate each expression from the left to right so that each operation starts a little more manageable. Okay, spaceship, non-electronics, backup.battery, returns lithium. In the preceding code, first the computer evaluates spaceship.nanoelectronics, which results in an object containing the backup and computer objects. We access the backup object by appending backup. The backup object has a battery property accessed with .battery, which return the value stored there, lithium. Instructions: create a variable, cap fave, and assign the captain's favorite food. Okay, so create a variable cap fave. There already is one though. What the frick? Cookies, cakes, candy. Oh, I think they're just saying to state it. Spaceship.crew.captain. Spaceship.crew.captain. How's it spelled? Spaceship. Crew. Captain. Cap fave. Oh. Wouldn't it be .add? And then, Oh. Well, I wouldn't do it like that. I'd do it like this. Actually, no, you need, because it has a space, so you'd have to do it with the bracket. Give us access to the array of the captain's favorite foods, but there's one additional step to get the first item in that array. Access to the array of captain's favorite foods. Frick you. Yeah, dude, let's go. Let's go. Look at my bot, dude, trying to sell you. I don't mind subs. I should take that out of there. I don't want to be Mr. Salesy. Okay, what's wrong with this? Create a variable. I think I should do it like this. What am I working on anyway? Before I work on my game, I usually just go through and do a little bit of Code Academy to just try and get me to get better at articulating the syntax. And it actually kind of kicks my butt because I don't understand how to talk about JavaScript because I've always done it as a solo guy. And it's like really good because it helps my brain learn it in a new way. And I work with RPG Maker, which I do a ton of JavaScript, but it's like I'm kind of stuck on this actually. I don't understand why this doesn't work. I'm just gonna look at the solution. Oh, broken. It erased my work. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. Why is it asking me for the concept review? Do you do game dev, Daniel Penn? Like what engine? Or do you go from scratch or what? At a certain point, RPG Maker is kind of like working from scratch. At the beginning, it's the least like working from scratch, but as you get deeper into it, you really have access to everything in the engine, and you could probably build something like that. Although, why would you do that? It wasn't really built to be like coherent from a programming standpoint. Like the objective was really to get it to work with the editor. Been using GameMaker for 8 years. Oh wow, that's great. Yeah, GameMaker seems really great. I've used it a couple times. Used to do VX, yeah. Yeah, I have my game is on Steam, and I'm probably gonna make the Steam version free pretty soon. Haven't decided when, but it's also on Android. It works pretty good too. Like it runs pretty well on Android. I think it's pretty amazing what I've been able to do with just using RPG Maker MV. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. My thing was just like a super dumb syntax error, and I would normally notice it, but I had a space. It's just a period. Freaking idiot. Or maybe not. Spaceship, crew, captain, favorite foods. It's saying to add that 0. Why? Create a variable cap fave and assign the captain's favorite food. Oh. And the 0 element. Okay, I missed that part. See, like, I'm not good at taking, like, direction through text. You know what I mean? Like, I read it and I think I understand it. And then I'm like, nope, I didn't know. I thought I understood it, but I don't. Right now, the passenger's property has a value of null. Instead, assign as its value an array of objects. Instead, assign its value as an array of objects. These objects should represent spaceships' passengers as individual objects. I don't know how to do that. Passengers. Well, I would just... If I was making an object, I would just do like John, Jim, Doug. Something like that. What do they want, though? Oh, a name. Okay. I see. See, like, I don't understand what he's saying. It's not that I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? I thought with an array, you don't need, is that called a key value pair? Syntax error? No. Oh, it's because I'm making another array within the array. So I need these guys. actually curious now. I'm gonna copy this. Oh shoot, this is a mistake. Oh, you're okay. Okay. You have to write it as a Hey CodeRad, what are you doing, dude? How you doing? Just practicing some JavaScript over here. I haven't streamed in a few days. Trying to get back into it, you know. I wonder if I just pull out the... Will it accept this? No, it won't. It needs a what you call an iterator or whatever. Don't want a hint? Hey, code. I don't really even know what I would need a hint for. I feel like I got it. Nice money. I think you should get the nice money and then donate to the production of Familia, the game. I think that's CodeRad. I think that's what I would do if I were you. Go get that extra money and then give it to me. Does that sound like a good idea? Sorry, I got demon possessed for a second there. Oh, you're gonna donate to this roguelike? Oh really? Yeah, I keep hearing about it too. I watched the streamer. That guy's an a-hole. He's always like, buy my game on Steam. Wishlist my game on Steam. Wishlist my game on Steam. Wishlist my game on Steam. It's like, gosh, man. Give it a rest. I'm just joking, by the way. Nothing but respect for you. And your hustle. Last week you actually took a break from marketing? You mean you gave me a break from your marketing? You mean last week you gave us all a break? I should give him a shout out at the very least. CodeRad, I watch CodeRad more closely when it comes to Twitter and TikTok than any other influencer, period. Because his game is about the same size and scope, solo dev, and he's always trying to find ways to do it like really fast. And I really like what he does. I think because he's in Unity, right? He's doing Unity with like a skeletal animation roguelike side view kind of action game, like a side view Souls game. And it's like nothing like my game, but the thing that I find interesting is about watching him and stuff is it's his way to get visibility onto his game, Like he's inspired me to do a lot on TikTok, and it hasn't really. I have gotten a little bit of traction on TikTok. But what it's translated to is a ton of visibility. I turn around and use those TikToks on my YouTube, and those are some of my most viewed videos. So, haven't been really on top of it recently, but you know, it took like the TikTok to get to the YouTube. My stuff is kind of more game dev education oriented versus just like, you know, his stuff. Well, you are the one who gave me hints how to do TikTok. I don't know what you mean by hints. Oh, you mean like I have like random ideas that I'm too like lazy to try. Yeah, that's true. Tell my, and then you do them and they get you lots of wish lists and stuff. Oh, I think I did tell you. Yeah. Well, I definitely remember telling you you shouldn't try to sell so hard. I remember saying that when I initially looked at it. I said like, you know, be more low key about it. I think the thing I remember saying to you is, you know, you got to warm up the oven before you put the turkey in, you know. Otherwise, it's half of it gets burnt. And we're coming into Thanksgiving here, USA. Yeah, that's a phrase. You got to warm up the. That's really, that phrase's origin is, it's very sexual in nature. But like that phrase is it's about sex initially, but you can apply it to all walks of life. Something that's a little more G is you would say, you got to buy the girl a drink first, or take her. You gotta take the girl to dinner first, you know. But I like the oven because it's rated G, but it's actually quite a bit more pornographic than to buy a girl a drink. What kind of metaphor is that? It's an adult metaphor for sure. It's a sex innuendo. Ain't no way to hide that. Put the turkey in. You know what I'm saying? And we're all gonna be putting our turkeys in a more literal sense, in a non-sexual way, because Thanksgiving is this week. So we're all gonna be making our turkeys. So that figure of speech has all the more bearing. Yeah, I try to keep this stream rated G, and I think I still have managed it. Just because you're saying the word sex doesn't necessarily mean it's adult content, right? It's a clinical term. But yeah, I think when you're posting on social media, you should only really promote your product about 1/10 of the time. And that doesn't necessarily mean every 10 posts. It means like if you're talking about a call to action, like a wish list or sign up or whatever, it shouldn't, and the message is a minute or 10 seconds. If it's 10 seconds, you shouldn't spend more than a second on it. If it's a minute, you shouldn't spend more than 10 seconds on it. And so forth. Of course, if it gets into like an hour, you don't want to be spending 10 minutes talking about your product, or like 6 minutes talking about a product in a 1 hour video. But yeah, the 1/10 rule for promotion is pretty, I think that's a pretty good little baseline. You can deviate from it a bit, but it's a good starting point if you don't really know what you're doing, I think. For me, I don't really call to action at all, but my engagement has been pretty terrible on social media, other than on YouTube recently. YouTube is growing. I've gotten like 250 viewers or subscribers this year, and I don't even have 350 total. So I've been doing that channel for like 3 years, and I got like, the last 2 years I got an average of 75 a year, and this year I already have 200, and I'll probably get like 225, 250 by the end of this year, because most of the growth has been these last couple of months. And I'll probably make some more videos coming up here. My last like 4 videos were kind of a bust. They only got views in the hundreds. They didn't break it 1,000, but they might eventually. But you know, I was doing really like high level RPG Maker content that's for like serious devs. And the reality is for RPG Maker, there's just no audience for that kind of stuff. And it's unfortunate but true. If it was Unity, maybe you could do some more high-level advanced stuff, but it sucks because that's like what I think is interesting, you know? Like, to me, it's hard to do like an intro-level RPG Maker without sounding like an asshole. Like, hey, you click this, though. You know? Anyway, I gotta get through this. I'm like procrastinating. Create a variable first passenger and assign the first passenger as its value. Okay. Okay, so they're saying let first passenger equal spaceship dot passengers what is it, like first? 0. Oh, it's the array number. Okay. Duh. Oh. Oh yeah, I can access the array without like this function syntax, whatever. Passed by reference. Objects are passed by reference. This means when we pass a variable assigned to an object into a function as an argument, the computer interprets the parameter name as pointing to the space in memory holding that object. As a result, functions will change. Functions which change object properties actually mutate the object. Mutate. It's like the X-Men. Object permanently, even when the object is assigned to a const variable. Yeah, because it's inside of an object, you fool. It's not... Okay, of course it does. Our function painted permanently changed the color of our spaceship object. However, reassignment of the spaceship variable wouldn't work the same way. Painted permanently changed. Oh, here we go. Let painted equal object. The fat arrow. Object color. So, okay. Yeah. This is why you have to alias stuff in RPG Maker. Okay. Our function painted permanently changed the color of our spaceship object. However, reassignment of the spaceship variable wouldn't work in the same way. Let spaceship home planet equal Earth, color red. Try reassignment equals object. Object equals identified equals false. Transport type flying. Console log object. Prints identified false. Try reassignment spaceship. Spaceship. So then transport flying, regular assignment still works. Let's look at what happened in the code example. We declared the spaceship object with let. This allowed us to reassign to a new object with identified and transport types properties with no problem. When we tried the same thing using a function designed to reassign the object passed into it, the reassignment didn't stick, even though calling console log in the object produced. Dude, I don't understand what they're saying. When we passed the spaceship into that function, obj became a reference to the memory location of the spaceship object, but not to the spaceship variable. This is because the obj parameter of try reassignment function is a variable in its own right. The body of the try reassignment has no knowledge of spaceship variable at all. Oh, it's because it's a new one. I kind of don't understand this, but I kind of do. This attempt at reassignment does not work. When we did the reassignment in the body of try reassignment, the obj variable came to refer to the memory location of object identified false, transport type equals flying, while the spaceship variable is completely unchanged. So in this try reassignment, spaceship I don't totally understand this. Let's just try to do what it says. Write a function green energy that has an object parameter and sets the object's fuel type property to avocado oil. What the? function. Write a function. Is OBJ like a specific... Oh, I see. I see what I did wrong. Should never abbreviate in code. Is this an argument? I don't understand. This is all the same. I don't see a difference. Just that. Just this semicolon, which shouldn't do anything. Really confused right now. Green energy should accept an object as an argument. Dude, it's right, fuckers. What's wrong? It's right, it's exactly... Oh. No, it's right. Why was that one different? Look at my code in this. It's like they change it. What the hell? Bro, it's freaking identical. Watch, let me copy and paste this in. It's. Did you notice anything? Got a cruise? Check you later, Zed Craze. Good talking to you. Dude, it's identical. See, this is why Code Academy can be frustrating sometimes. Hey, what the hell? Dude, it was exactly the same, and I pushed. I'm mad. I'm mad that they do that to me. It must be like it was detecting a space or something somewhere. Still, that's stupid. Dude, that was crazy. I've never seen it be like that bad, where I literally just pasted it in, and when I pasted, you couldn't even tell a difference. Anyway, at least I know how to do it. That emotion I just felt, that's how you memorize stuff. That makes you remember. Write a remotely disable function. Okay. Remotely disable equal obj that arrow obj. Okay. That has the object parameter and sets and reassigns the object disabled property to 2. Obj disabled. I don't know if that's right. Let me check this. I think it is. Oh, they're trying to get me to do it the other way. Maybe I will do it that way. Nah, I know that way works. Let's try run this. Oh shoot, wrong enclosure style. The reason why I'm writing it with the brackets is because that's not the way I normally do it, so it'll help me remember it. Remotely disable should accept an object as an argument. Disabled is the argument. Okay, it's gonna force me to do it in their syntax. See, I hate this shit. Like, I shouldn't have to do it like this. What the hell? Oh, there's 2 spaces there. Although that wouldn't make a difference in real life. I could see this not liking that. Should accept an object as an argument. I did. Oh. Okay, so it's just, so the value is you notate it normally with like true number or string quotes, but in the bracket system it's always string. I guess that makes sense. call the two functions with a spaceship object in the code editor. Okay, so we just do green energy spaceship. Green energy wait. No, I'm not doing it right. Remote disable spaceship. Then now that those have changed, as I ran those two functions, I just spelled it wrong. So big. Okay, so remotely disable spaceship, console log spaceship. Run. Looks good. So I basically these two, right? Set up these two functions and then I called them, which made this update. Don't totally get it, but I kind of do. Whatever. It'll help me later. Looping through objects. Loops are programming tools that repeat a block of code until the condition is met. We learned how to iterate through arrays using numerical indexing. Yes. But the key value pairs and objects aren't ordered. JavaScript has given us alternative solution for iterating through objects with the for in syntax. For in will execute the given block of code for each property in the object. That's spaceship crew. Okay, so for let crew member in spaceship.crew. So each one is a crew member. This is weird the way they did this. There's like a title. Getting a little lost with all these. So this is all the crew, right? We have the captain. Just all this stuff. And this weird chief officer. This is weird. Why do they do it like that? And the medic. And the translator. Why is the chief officer a string? That's weird. And nothing else is. Learn to code. Code Academy. Our for in will iterate through each element in the spaceship crew. Spacers in the key name. It's because you can only have spacers in the key if you make it a string. Oh, thank you for that. So it's that's why it was necessary. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for telling me that. Now it makes so much more sense. Our for in will iterate through each element of the spaceship.crew object. In each iteration, the variable crew member is set to one of spaceship crew's keys, enabling us to log a list of crew members' role and name. Using for in iterate through spaceship.crew object in the code editor and console log. A list of crew roles and names in the following format: crew member role, crew member name, etc. Chief Officer Dan. Yeah, I'm a bit lost here. Using for in, iterate through the spaceship crew object in the code editor and console log a list of crew roles. Oh, so it just wants me to grab the roles. Crew member role, crew member name. I don't really get it. Let variable name. I think I'm gonna call the stream after I figure this out, because my brain is like broken. This stuff hurts my skull. I don't really like coding. It's bad for game dev. I think the next thing before I stop, I'm gonna look a little bit at Yanfly's save core. I want to see how it works. So, because I actually want to change the way the save menu looks. One of the many UI things I think, I want to address. Eventually I'm going to redo all the menus. It's just a matter of figuring out how I'm going to do it, right? That was always my plan, is to replace all of the save menus, but haven't totally figured out how I'm going to do. I think the next one I want to edit is the save menu. And I have some ideas for what I want it to look like. I want it to have like a battle back and have the people like in a fighting position on the side so you can see who's in the current party. And I don't even want to show like levels and stuff. Just like time played and location and where they're located. More minimal than what I have now. But you'll be able to tell what save it is because it'll, I don't know, I gotta figure it out, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to use the last battle back in the save menu behind them. So there's some coding that's gonna have to happen, but I think I can. I'm gonna basically rebuild the way the battle scene looks in the save menu. I'm almost done with this chapter. This one was a bit of a doozy, so I gotta finish it. Let's push through, yo. Using for in iterate through the spaceship crew object in the code editor and console.log a list of crew roles and names in the following format: crew member name, Chief Officer Dan. Let variable name and outer object, inner object. Dude, I don't know what this is. Dollar signs? What the frick? For let iterate through spaceship do I call it? They don't tell you. Do I just make up? I guess I just make up something. Console log a list. List of crew roles and names in the following format. Dude, I don't understand this. Like, that's kind of what's bothering me. Like, I can just copy it all day, but I don't understand the syntax. Iterating foreign syntax. What is this dollar sign crap? I don't like want to move on unless I understand what it's doing, you know? Syntax do. How does it work and how is it used? Answer. Sometimes called template literals or template strings. This format is another way to type out a string making use of called blackjack accent, or it can be used easily as a replacement. It looks like a lot of people were like, what the hell? I've done a substantial amount of stuff on Code Academy, and I've never seen anything where they just introduce a syntax like this, and it's just like out of the blue. Like, they don't even explain this. They explain what you can do with it. But this is a very unique one. Like, this isn't like the problems I'm having earlier where I'm like, oh, it's a period or whatever. It's like, I have no idea. So I guess, let me just try and look at it. So crew member, so this probably means like look through the crew members. Spaceship crew. Crew member name. So this just basically prints all the crew members' names. Okay. I can kind of roll with that. So it would just be like this. What the heck is that symbol? Is that like a This guy, huh, on the keyboard? That one? It's like that Spanish thing. $. Crew member. I don't really understand what I'm typing. It's got these weird, like, quote things. Are they actual quote marks? Okay, I'm looking at mine and I don't see a difference. Oh, I see. It actually works, but it says it's wrong. Well, fuck you, you worked. Okay, so this is cool. It actually just shows the crew member. It shows the crew member and then their name. So crew member is like their title in this object. And their name, is this an object? I don't know. So it worked. I don't know why this doesn't like it. Spaceship.crew, crew member. I'm really confused why it doesn't like my code. Or maybe I don't need this. Shit. Push the wrong button. You don't like the way I did my console log? What? Dude, this is right, you mother fricker! Same thing as last time, it's freaking right. Let me pass. Oh, rolls. Crew roles, crew member name. So the role is just the crew member. And their name. Whoa, I see what I did. I see what I did. I see it. I see it. No, that's actually right. Let me try with that. I don't know. It's right though. Yeah. Let me try just use the dot syntax. Maybe it's you can't use the brackets in this context. Oh, I did it wrong because you have to do the quote, the little quotes in there. No, I don't know. Spaceship.crew. Crew members. Spaceship.crew. Crew member name. This is fucking right, dude. It's even printing correctly. This isn't my code. Show me my freaking code, dude. Dude, it's exactly the freaking same. It's exactly the same. What the hell? Dude, it's exactly this. I hate this. Like, it's the same. Code Academy is really failing me, I have to say. See, look, if I just reformat it this way, it's exactly the freaking same. There's no difference. Let me see if I copy this, if I haven't seen anything happen. Dude, you saw that? I just pasted it. Watch. Paste. It's a... Dude, I hate Code Academy. They're really letting me down. Look, watch. It'll be exactly the freaking same. See, this is my code. What? Maybe you can't have a hard return? I've never heard of that. Anybody in chat ever hear of where you have to have a hard return versus like a space? Illegal spaces? Is that a thing? Is it just the Code Academy thing, or is that like a thing that happens in code? If you have an enter, shouldn't it? Okay, I gave you two options. Yeah would cover both of those. In general. Okay, I don't understand your response. Is that a thing in Code Academy, or is that something... So, in general, I guess you mean not outside of Code Academy. So you're saying in general, not just in Code Academy. Or generally in Code Academy. That doesn't... I'm gonna just go with that you're saying it's outside of Code Academy. Yeah, the difference between 1, 2 is... No, I know that, but I don't understand Like the difference between 1, 2, and 1. First one has a space. The second one has a 2. Those are 2 different strings. Oh. Yeah, but you're not... It's not a string. Like, it reports a string. But the loop... The parameters for the loop are not printing a formatted string. Oh. So that's why they just don't like it. Okay, I think I get it. So you're saying because of the way it comes out here when it's printed, this is what they want and not this. And that's why I had it wrong. But still, like, this is... I don't know. That was weird. I guess they want me to make it look more... I don't know. Whatever. No, yeah. No, I understand. I understand that I made it look different. I'm just frustrated because I did follow their directions. It's just that formatting is specific. And I don't personally feel that I could have predicted that that's what they want. Maybe I'm a bad coder, I don't know. Like, I did what they said. It just wasn't specifically the thing about having it be formatted that way. No, because it could have stripped the space. Oh, that code editor. Yeah. Anyway, it's okay for me to spend more time staring at this because this is something I don't really know how to do, so whatever. Try to see the silver lining in it. I'm gonna remember it now because it made me mad. That's like Code Academy's way of teaching me stuff. It makes me mad at the editor, so I remember it. Because you remember the things that make you feel something. You don't remember things if you don't feel anything. RPG Maker will do the same. It'll make you feel things. You're gonna feel something. I feel like all the other RPG Maker devs are not as mad as I am. I feel like I'm one of the mad ones. Maybe they're not trying as hard or something. I don't know. No, that's not true. Maybe they just get off of their stream and then they start cussing. There were quite a few things I spent 6+ hours on that would normally take 2 minutes if you knew what you were doing. But because of that, I never make those mistakes again. Yeah. There's quite a few things that I've spent 6 hours on that would take you 2 minutes as well. That you watch live on stream while you get a confidence boost because this other guy can't do it. I'm sure. You probably actually. I'm just joking. You don't even care. Don't we all get a confidence boost from watching someone suffer? JavaScript is just like C#, except there's just more to know. That's all. That's the difference. In C#, they just call them methods. They don't call them functions. It's kind of interesting. When I would do Unity, I'd be like, wait, you mean a function? And they'd just be like, no, it's a method. That's true. Yeah, JavaScript. RPG Maker is a database editor. Okay, so for n, iterate through spaceship crew objects in the code editor and console log a list of crew names and degrees in the following. They only just make another one. So crew member. Yeah, I'll just make another one. So for crew, or let crew degree and spaceship dot crew console. So I'm gonna console log it. Console dot log. This weird dash thing. Trying to do it without looking at my previous one. So crew member. Wait, wrong symbol. Crew member. And then what was it, the degree called? Degree. It's just degree, okay. Crew member. And then spaceship dot crew. Crew member. Oh frick, I fucked it up. Damn it. Okay, so let me put this back. Crew member. Spaceship.crew. Crew member dot degree. Close it. Open it. And that's actually it. Oh shit, what did I do wrong? That's good. That's good. Spaceship.crew. Crewmember.degree. Oh. Little syntax. Little called the wrong guy. Console logs in the right format? Yeah, I think so. Maybe they want that guy. Spaceship.crew, crew degree, and space. Oh, this is fucking. Crew degree. Okay, I did what they said now. List of crew names and degrees. Oh, so they want the crew name first. So I can actually leave that as member. I think I can't grab that because it's in the other one. Fuck. Let me look at the solution. Oh. They want me to use the crew member again? Oh, is crew member up in the array? No, I created that. So I should be able to use crew degree too. Because I made a new one. Isn't that the better way to do it? Oh, I didn't put the crew name in there. I think that's what they want. Why though? Okay, all done. So I was calling on their title and not their name, that's all it was. Okay, way to go. You're well on your way to understanding the mechanics of objects in JavaScript by building your own objects. You will have a better understanding of how JavaScript's built-in objects work as well. You can also start imagining organizing your code into objects and modeling real-world things in code. Let's review what we learned in this lesson. Objects store collections of key value pairs. Each key value pair Key value. Key value. Remember that. Key value. Key value pairs. Each key value pair is a property. When a property is a function, it is known as a method. Each key value is a property. When a property is a function, it's known as a method. So does that mean a method is just a function within a function? I still don't understand the difference between method and function. An object, because I was under the impression that, no, yeah, because if you have a function and then you have a key value in there, and the key value is set with a function, that's a method, right? Nope? Okay. Yeah, thanks. An object in parentheses. So the parenthesis is a name, and let's see what Google says. In short, a method is a function that belongs to a class in JavaScript. However, a method is a function that belongs to an object. In short, a method is a function that belongs to a class. In JavaScript, however, a method is a function that belongs to an object. Everything in JavaScript is blank over object. Everything in JavaScript is an object. A function is an object. An array is an object. This is a quirky design decision because most everything in JavaScript is an object, we can do neat things with prototypal inheritance. The nice thing about prototypal inheritance is that you can manipulate several different properties of a chain at once. A space is an object. Wow, getting deep. Give the above article a read. In short, a method is a function that belongs to a class. So a method is a function that belongs to an object. But so isn't it, what's the difference? Because practically speaking, in JavaScript, everything is an object. So if everything's an object, then all functions are methods. Right? Because all functions are within an object. I get the idea behind it. Function can be global. I guess so. So that's why it's not the same thing, because it's all, I get it kind of fuzzily, the difference. Like if you put a function, like if you show me a function, I can say that's the function and that's the method. I think that's like the practical, like I'm getting a little bit philosophical about it, but yeah, but if I'm looking at a function with a method in it, it's like you're the dad and you're the son. You're the dad and you're the kid. But it's also funny because that dad is also someone's kid, right? Until you go all the way back to the top of the file, the top of the hierarchy. And then you have like Adam and Eve up there. Adam and Eve are like the global functions. My thinking is my function versus your thinking is. So your thinking is your function, and my thinking is my function. Thus, they are methods of us individually. Oh, that's deep. A function block of code is written to perform a specific task. We can define the functions by using the function keyword. Hello versus code Mora hello. So hello is the method and code Mora is the function. Or code Mora, I don't know. Hello is the function. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I give up already. I can like, I thought I could identify a function versus a method when I look at them. This stuff is so hard to me, man. It really makes me feel like not smart when I go through all this shit. CodeMora is an object and you are calling hello method inside of CodeMora. Oh yeah. It's like the way an RPG maker will call on like length, but it's actually a higher thing than the baseline, right? Like rect or something, right? Like opacity or alpha. Those are so if it's inside an object, it's a method. Yeah, like opacity is a it's like has a global quality, right? As long as it's a method, not a variable. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so, yeah. Because, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because opacity is actually usually a variable. Yeah, that's actually... I get what you mean, yeah. If it was like this, like opacity. Yeah, a little more set opacity. Yeah, there you go. Then that is a method. Okay, well I think I'm done with this. for now. Next time I come online, I'm gonna do Advanced Objects Introduction. What? They just keep making it get harder and harder. I thought I was like almost done with this course. It said like 85 for like the last 5 courses. I think it's trying to trick me into buying something. Once I master objects. I mean, master is a little bit of a pretentious. If you say it, it's a compliment. But if I say it, it's a bit pretentious. Dang, it's $35 a month. That's how they monetize. Okay, so it took you 6 months. It's kind of, that actually is encouraging because I don't really just work purely on JavaScript. I kind of just do it every couple days. I do a couple chapters on pointers in C++. Wow. Pointers in C++ took me like a year. If I can do it, anyone can, really. I don't agree with that, dude. You're pretty smart. Takes like 1 month to learn that. Learning it in JS prepared me for every other language. Yeah. I was a horrible student. I did terrible in school. That's probably why. See, when you're a developer, like some of the people who are like good developers, right? They're like the people who just want to be in the code all day, every day. And like, then you have people like me and you and CodeRad, who we want to actually, like, we're the types who actually want to make stuff, right? And like put something out there, like build something, right? and there's a difference between somebody who just wants to be in code, and then there's somebody who wants to like produce something, right? Those are two like very distinctly different personality types. And they're almost like opposites, you know? I learned by doing. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I learned by doing too. If you're passionate about something, well, it's not just being passionate, it's you can be passionate about something and not enjoy it. Like, I don't think my personality is such where I actually don't enjoy programming. I do it because I want the result of programming. I want the yield of programming. So I'm not passionate really about programming like at all, if I'm being honest. It's more of what the result of the programming that I'm passionate about, you know. But I know many people who are passionate about programming in itself as an end. Like they enjoy being in the code. It's like the difference between somebody who likes cooking versus eating, right? Like I like eating, I don't like cooking. I enjoy programming, but I'm not just for the act of programming. It needs to have a purpose. I think that's how I feel too. Like I enjoy coding when I get the results I want from it. It's satisfying. But the code in and of itself is not satisfying. It's the result of the code that's satisfying. Yeah, there are things in game dev I don't. Like with my game, I really didn't want to do music because I've actually been a musician in the past for a very long time and I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. So it's like, I didn't want to do any music. That was like one of my decisions. I'm not going to do any music. I didn't really do much art in my life. I felt like I had some artistic talent, but other than when I was a kid, I didn't really do much art. So I wanted to try and do a lot of my own art and I wanted to try to get better at programming. Yeah. Code rad, the further you get into your project too, the higher the percentage of refactoring will be versus adding a new fun feature. Yeah, fixing broke stuff is never fun, and that's actually the majority of what you do in game dev is optimizing. Like that's what most hours go to. Is even if it's art, like you're making your art better, it's polish, you know. Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I don't like Unity because I don't like recreating stuff. You have to deal with the LTS versions. Is it LTS? Is that the right word? It makes me think of LDS, the Latter-day Saints, the Mormons. It feels good to get rid of them. Sometimes I write out a list of bugs and I take care of them. I mean, that's actually what I do. I just put it on Google. I don't do it on paper anymore because on stream I want people to be able to see what I'm looking at. I actually prefer to work with pen and paper when I make my list because it's like I can take a break from like the digital medium. But on stream I usually have a list, an actual Google Doc. I have one. I basically create a new one every month, and that works good. I don't really like project management. I think it's a bit too restrictive for me, but I do use Google Docs with my clients and stuff. And then I just make it so I can see what edits they make. So I'll have like everything on there. When I'm doing a website, I'll have like all of the text laid out and descriptions about what each page will look like and stuff. I feel like it's easier to understand too than a project management software, where if I throw somebody into a Google Doc, they can kind of look at it and understand what's going on. Where teaching like a one-off client, like a project management platform, is like good fucking luck on that one, dude. Just getting them to use a Google Doc is like they already struggle. I've been playing Brave Exvius, that Final Fantasy game, a lot, and it's really like spoiled me for art. Like the game has such beautiful art, that mobile game. It's just like crazy. You know what I mean? and they'll have like animations that are similar to mine, but the frame rate is like there's so many more frames. They're so smooth, and it's like, wow, is that what that SquareSoft money can do, man? It's like there's no way I could make all that art. Not now. Yeah, Square Enix. Brave Exvius is a Square Enix game. It's like a mobile gacha game by Square Enix and Netgumi, or whatever that mobile company is. I did say Squaresoft because I'm old, and they used to be called Squaresoft before they merged with Enix. Final Fantasy VII was a Squaresoft release. It wasn't a Square Enix release. So it was 8. Yeah, I just referenced the big one that I was sure about. I don't remember. I think even 9 was still Squaresoft. Maybe 10 is when they switched? I don't know. Maybe even 10. I don't remember. I just know for sure 7 had the Squaresoft logo. When was the Square Enix merger? You know, if I really... 2003? So that's post... That's still not PlayStation 2, so... Final Fantasy X is before 2003, so... I don't know about 11. Yeah, 2001. I remember I played this game the summer... I graduated in 2001. Yeah, so maybe 11 was the first Square Enix Final Fantasy game. I don't know. 11, 12, 13, who cares? Those games all sucked. Those are like the worst 3 ones. Oh yeah. No, yeah, 11 was before WoW. Dude, if you ever play it, there's like a lot of like old school elements to it that I kind of like better. I wish there were... Yeah, it was more hardcore. I didn't actually play 11. I only played it a little bit, but I played EverQuest and I played Ultima Online. Of the 2, I played Ultima Online a ton more. 7 jobs at 75. What a loser. I'm just joking. Get a life. Go talk to a girl. Literally was addicted. I played that game a bit. It didn't stick with me. I like Ultima Online and EverQuest a lot more. I think for MMOs, even though I played a ton of WoW, like, if I look back at all of my MMO playing, and I've played WoW a significant more time than Ultima Online, there was a lot more memorable stuff happening in Ultima Online because it was all player. Like, people were more creative back then that played games like that. Like, people would legit start like gangs and have like real wars, you know? And wars had so much stakes because whenever you died, you'd lose all your gear and whatever you were carrying in Ultima Online. So like death was like serious. If somebody killed you and took your shit, like they get booked as a criminal, right? So they can't go into towns anymore. So it's like they have a totally... So So it was like a spiral, because once you started killing people, that was your only way to get goods, is to go attack more people. So you just like turn into a total murderer in that game. It was so crazy. Like WoW is so low stakes, you know. They don't make stakes with like wealth. Their stakes are by you lose time, right? If you fail, you lose time. WoW, it was like, or Ultima Online and EQ, it was like, bro, if you're like walking from like one town to the next and you get jumped, that's it, bro. You lose everything. People would stop you, like you'd be walking like across the path, and there'd be like 10 other players, and they'd stop and they'd be like, pay the toll or some crap like that, and you'd have to be like, oh, I don't have any money. And then, you know, there was an inspection skill, so you could like, they would like look in your bag and they'd be like, you're lying, and then they kill you. And then they take all your shit, and you know they were serious when you see them, because they'd be all red, they'd be all flagged for as wanted. And then then you could become like a bounty hunter and go find all those guys and kill them. There was one particular group that was like an outlaw group, and their name was the Villagers, and they never spoke words. I think maybe they were on like a voice call or something, or a separate chat from the game. That's how they communicated. But they just would say like ooga booga woo, ooga booga 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 woo, and they'd all be naked, they'd have no clothes, and they'd have a spear or a knife or a sword, and they would just run around and rob people. So if you ever saw them, as soon as they had like a reputation around the server, and as soon as you see them, you would know to just like throw all your gold on the ground, and then maybe they might not kill you, you know, if you dropped enough. But like for me, I didn't really carry gold on me, so they would just kill me every time. But it was like, I really remember like trying to avoid them, and I don't know, it was just a really fun time. There's not been anything like Ultima Online, something that's like really that player driven. It's like gone. I wish there was more MMOs that facilitated like a lot more creativity in the way you play. Wow, like World of Warcraft, it's really kind of a boring game. Like it's really just a check things off the list game. I mean, I've played it a lot, but without the social aspect of it, that game is nothing. It's like a terrible game if you don't have socializing. People who play WoW solo, they don't last long. They maybe will get to max level, maybe, and that's it, you know. But if you have that social aspect, you can play that fucking game forever. Okay, so all I wanted to do before I go to sleep tonight is open up a plugin. Hey, also Code, if you want to take a look at this is one thing I haven't been able to figure out, and if you want to take a dash at it, I welcome it. But if you Google like so there's like this post, right? And this guy's like asking for plugins to do achievements. And then this guy responds, there's a JS plugin right here. But he links to like the Google Play stuff. And I'm like, I don't know exactly how you could use this stuff with RPG Maker. And if you have any idea, please fill me in. Because I would like to add achievements to my Android version eventually. Basically, I made like in the plugin like I've done achievements and leaderboards last time like in 2014 on Android with RPG Maker. Does it have a WebKit version or a minimized version? That you can load in. Oh. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. But how would you feed the information into the web page? I don't really understand how to interact with the API. That's really the heart of the problem. I feel like I could figure that out from a web page, but interacting with an API through RPG Maker, it just seems like, what? I would love to post a leaderboard or something too if I could figure out the achievements. Which really, I was kind of speaking of which, I was kind of looking into doing a leaderboard for Steam, and you can do one just by using like Steam achievements as you're tracking a Steam achievement. You type a script tag in the HTML file in your project for the library file. Oh, so over here, this guy. Wow, you're being super helpful. I appreciate it. So over in, let me find it. The hell? Okay. So over in index. It then loads the library project when it starts. You type a script tag in the HTML file in your project below the other default items. So you do something like here. Yeah, just like I did with Dragon Bones. By the way, by using Dragon Bones Pixie.js, I can like re-access all of the Pixie functionality in RPG Maker. Not that far down, yeah. So I would take, and I could just put in the JS folder or libraries. They put it in libs, right? And I would just put the minimized version in lib. It need to be web friendly. I don't see a minimized version here. Should I minimize it myself? I don't know how to use Play Canvas. What is this? Put them in their own folder in lib. So I'd put like, I'd make a folder like lib achievements It's like lib/achieve or something. Speaking of which, before I go any further, there is a plugin that I use called Nico. I'm just gonna close all this crap. Don't save. If there's something in there and I didn't save already, it's not on purpose. Okay. But I'm using this Japanese plugin. And this thing does all like the deep linking and stuff. Or where are you? Nico Guin or whatever. What folder am I in? I'm in this one. This plugin's huge. But basically, here maybe it might be more understandable in this context. This guy. Do you think there's a possibility that this thing already works with I've never used any of the server stuff, but it does have a deep link functionality that I use for the community page. There's no like, I can't really read the directions for this plugin because they're all in Japanese. And even when I use like a translator, it's not really like comprehensible what they're saying. But the main thing I want to know is load the plugin in the plugin manager of RPG Maker MVMZ and set the parameters section of this plugin. Select the advanced section of event commands and plugin commands or script and set the parameters of plugin command or script to be executed. The following values are part of the server response codes: success, network connection is down, Google Play not supported, request product not available from purchase, invalid argument provided to API. If you want to check out this plugin so you can advise me, feel free. I don't really want to use any of this one's. Hey, what's up, Lemon? How you doing, buddy? Hey, tell me if you think this looks better, by the way. Waking up, need coffee. See how high res it is? My controller plugs in? I don't know. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm experimenting with doing it like this. I mean, it's still not like done yet, but so you can see like some of the layers are not set up properly yet. But it's like way more high res. You think it looks good? It's AI upscaled. You can see there's like another layer of the old one in the background. I can't part of me thinks it doesn't even really look better. Let me pull up that background so I can really look at it. Waking up, need coffee? Yeah, I gotta go to sleep soon. I've been streaming a bit later recently. I think because maybe paddling stops, so I fall asleep. Like, this looks pretty good, doesn't it? With this super high res environment. Just trying to figure out if this is the way I should do it, you know? This guy's not like set up correctly either. I kind of like it the more I look at it, like the cleaner, like higher res environment. Definitely got to do some work though to kind of fix up some of the pixelization. It's weird when you like make it cleaner, it like looks less clean in a way. See, this is how it looked before. See, this is the pixelated version. Like, this already looks pretty good. It's like, do I really need that other? Like, look at the difference. See, this is higher res with the AI upscaling. It also is a little buggy too when you make the file this big. It would be fine once I kind of optimize it a bit more, but I don't know. Like, I like the way this looks. But this also looks fine too with the lower res. I don't know. I might go with the high res. I don't know. I kind of like it. I just have to kind of clean it up and prep it. I'd have to go move all of everything over. But it does look freaking clean as hell. I also got to redo this guy's sidewalk. Their speed is a little off too. Like this is more in line with where it should be. I love the movement though in my game now. Like I love the way it feels. I think it's good. I don't know. I feel like it's not a huge improvement. Yeah, the touch controls are great. I'm actually pretty satisfied with them. I honestly think they're better than like Diablo Immortals. Feels very different compared to other RPG Maker games, yeah, for sure. Feels more like that Secret of Mana thing. I've been playing Brave Exvius, and I think my movement is like way better. Although, it's a lot more. There's a lot more possibility for breaking your game, so that needs to be. That can't be overstated. Because, you know. See, like, this is not that good. Like, you see the way there's like a collision here? There should be no collision there. It's just... I did it like that because it was easier to set up for the layers. Because if I could walk up there, then I couldn't go behind here. I just have to do more, like, stuff to get it to work right. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm actually really tired. It's 1 a.m. here, like 2 a.m. or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. Oh, I got some code. Opening up the old project. I think what I'm gonna be doing next mostly is the iPhone stuff and the Android achievements. That's kind of something I gotta figure out how to do. So I want to do achievements on Android. So far I only have like 12 people who've downloaded it, so it's kind of like a thing where making it so it works on multiple systems is not really that inconvenient with my build. What's gonna be weird though is constantly uploading it every single time I make an update on each build. If it was just Steam, it's like, okay, well that's one thing, and that is work. And I kind of, to be honest, I totally ignored the Mac version for quite some time. Because I don't even remember the last time I updated the Mac version. I probably will now that I'm doing iOS because it's just another step. You know, it's pretty easy. But I don't know. Anyway, let's find someone to raid. Oh. Was that Tim Badeau? Oh, Biz is streaming. We'll go there. Okay. Looks like he's probably just starting based on his viewer count. Avatar on December 16th. Avatar. Okay, everybody. Great stream. I had a blast. Sorry I haven't been streaming every night like I normally do. Just kind of been taking a break. I've been a little burnt out on everything, so getting some energy back, finishing up some other things unrelated to game dev in my life and getting caught up. And we're going to go check out Bizmaster Studios, who I'm a big fan of. And I'll probably hang out in there for a little bit, but I'm pretty tired, so probably not too long. So I'll see y'all later. Farewell.